Dear students, I am Dr. Jyotsna Shirsagar, Assistant Professor, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, College of Agriculture, Baramati. Today's topic is Introduction to Crop Physiology. What is the life of plants or the crop? Life is a difficult question to answer. According to the mechanistic thinkers, it is a mechanical control of some physiological or the physico-chemical laws, and according to vitalistic thinkers, it is a control of some physico-chemical laws over a matter and energy. The study of life processes is known as physiology, and the study of life processes of plants as a plant physiology. What is the definition of plant physiology? Plant physiology is the science that attempts to explain all the plant's processes by means of physical and chemical principle. What is the crop physiology? Crop physiology is a crop physiology can be defined as a systematic application of knowledge of natural processes occurring in crop plants and fundamental principles of plant physiology for efficient crop production. In the crop physiology involves complementary studies of plants growing singly or jointly in stands in a field and under the control condition. Meaning and concept of crop physiology. Physiology as a study of life processes. What is a life is a difficult question to answer. That's However, to some extent, life can be defined as the dynamic equilibrium of hundreds and thousands and millions of chemicals and biochemical reactions going on between a non-living substance at a ionic and molecular level. The more a man needs a plant life for his existence, the more the science of the plant physiology will have to be explored and developed in order to improve our plant wealth. The questions like how water, gases and solutes enter the plants, substances passes out the plants, food and other organic substances are synthesized and utilized by the plants. Tissues and organs are developed in a plants. Vegetative and reproductive parts are produced in a plants, and at which stage of its development and how the plant process are influenced by environmental conditions will have to be understood and answered in full if we have to develop our plant resources. The study of process is known as physiology, and the study of life processes of a plant as a plant physiology. The dependence of a man on a plant for a food, cloth, shelter and energy. The life needs energy not only as a food for maintaining the life processes but also for other activities also. In addition to food, cloth, shelter and other raw materials obtained from the plants, civilized life needs a much more energy as power. According to one estimate in United States alone, the daily per capita consumer of a power is a 1,64,000 kilocalorie, whereas the daily consumption of a food is equivalent to only about 3,000 kilocalorie. At present, most of the energy used for the power is obtained from our natural resources like coal, oil, and gases, which are derived from the remain of the plants which flourished long before the advent of the man. A basic resources of energy is the sun. The energy released upon the combustion of the prehistoric fuel, that is the coal, oil, gas, also represents the energy of a sun which was captured and transformed into the chemical energy during the photosynthesis which occurred in a green plants living millions of years ago. With the increasing world population, our requirements of a green plants, particularly those which provides us with the food, are increased in laps and bounds. Next is the role of plant physiology in agriculture. What is the role of the agriculture for improving the crop yield or the crop production? The plant physiology serves as a fundamental or the foundation for the numerous recent advances in agriculture, horticulture, and forestry. The plant physiology has an important role in agriculture research program in the near futures. This is a sound physiological basis for a most successful agriculture practices, and much physiological research has been directed towards the improvement of agriculture. Modern look into the physiological mechanism of growth and metabolism can now be used in a search for increasing the quality and quantity of the crop and for improving the survival or extending the range of desirable plants. Plant physiology in crop improvement means different branches of the crop physiology is used in a crop improvement. Basic aspects of the plant physiology can be applied in a crop improvement program for obtaining the greater yield. The following are the some of the applied areas of the plant physiology. First one is the applied area of the plant physiology are a difference. Then second one is the production physiology, then stress physiology, regulator physiology, nutritional deficiency correction and plant physiology, then seed physiology, weed physiology and post harvest physiology. Applied areas of the plant physiology. In the recent year, the physical science like physics and chemistry have become very close to the science of the plant physiology. The branches like physics, chemistry, biochemistry, statistics, etc. have helped us lots in studying and understanding the life processes of the plants. The fundamental investigations of a plant physiology have helped us a lot in improving the ways and methods of propagating, handling and harvesting of the economical important plants. The storing many plant products and controlling the plant diseases, the close relationship of a plant physiology with the other branches of the botany such as morphology, taxonomy, ecology, plant pathology, plant genetics and plant breeding. Then production physiology. Production physiology is the branch deals with the relationship between the crop productivity and the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the basic mechanism with which crop plants are able to produce a dry matter accumulation. Increase in a dry matter accumulation is important for increasing the yield. For increase in a dry matter accumulation, photosynthesis efficiency should be improved. The factors governing the photosynthetic efficiency are: first one is the net photosynthetic rate, total photosynthetic surface, that is the leaf area index, then leaf area duration. By improving the above parameters, the photosynthetic efficiency can be improved. Hence, the yield may be increased in these crop plants, and this knowledge will also be useful in incorporating a better physiological traits into a superior genotype by the breeding. Second branch of the physiology is the stress physiology. Then crop plants are subjected to various stresses while growing in the field. Stress can be classified into the two types. First one is the biotic and second one is the abiotic. Stress including the attack of the insect, pathogens, nematodes and also competitions from the weeds. This is the biotic stresses. Then abiotic stresses including the drought, heat, cold, high light, then pollutions, sunlights, etc. For efficient crop productions under these circumstances, the selection of crop variety is very important. The variety should be resistant to these stresses. Then resistance to various stress is a physiological process. The study of these resistance mechanisms will enable to select the resistance crop varieties to a particular type of stresses. Then next branch is the growth regulator physiology. Growth regulators are having the property of exerting the effect on a many physiological process. Each growth regulators play an important role in the plant metabolism. Growth regulators are used in agriculture. For first one is the improving yield, second one is the quality of the produce, then third one is the suppressing the excessive vegetative growth, fourth one is the rooting of the cuttings, and fifth one is the for killing the weeds. For the early work on auxins, many number of synthetic auxins were manufactured. They were successfully used as a rooting hormones, for example, indole butyric acid, naphthalene acetic acid. Other compounds such as the 2,4-D have been used as weed killers. It is also called as a herbicides. Then fourth one is the nutrition deficiency correction and plant physiology. At the present, 16 essential nutrients are identified. Some of the other nutrients are used for the some plants. Supply of the different nutrients in a correct proportion is important for increasing the productivity. For a plant symptoms, it is possible to identify deficiency of some elements nutrients. It corrections by applying foliars or the otherwise soil application is also possible to enhance the growth and yield of the crop. In sub-problematic soil, the nutrients may not be available to the plants even though they are present in the soil. In such a situation, we have to go for the foliar fertilization or the use of better amendment. In this way, a study of the plant nutrients also be useful for the increasing the productivity of the crop plants. Then next one is the seed physiology. You know the different stages of the seed and you study the different stages of seed is called as the seed physiology. And next one is the bed physiology. You study the different stages of the weeds or the growth of the seeds and control of the weed for the high yielding. And next one is the post harvest physiology. You also know the post harvest physiology for improving the crop yield. Then next one is the applied areas of the plant physiology. It is the relationship of the plant physiology with the biochemistry, chemistry, then physics or the environmental interaction, plant morphology, molecular biology, cellular interaction and phytochemistry. It is the useful to increase your the yield of the crop, or you use these branches for the crop improvement programs. Then production physiology. Production physiology is used for the photosynthesis, is the basic mechanism with which the crop plants are able to produce the dry matter accumulations. And this photosynthesis or the light is most useful for the production of crop or yield. Then next one is the importance of agriculture, importance in physiology in agriculture. Then use of knowledge of the plant nutrients. A modern agriculture is very much interested in applying the acquired scientific knowledge for getting the better yield and quality from the crop. The use of knowledge of the plant nutrients, uh, the knowledge of mineral nutrients of the plants coupled with a soil conditions of a place enables the agriculturist to select the proper fertilizers for his crop. A proper fertilizers given at a proper time and in a proper quantity gives a good result. Soilless growth of the contains varieties of plants is possible by growing them in a balanced salt solution. Next one is the knowledge of the deficiency. Knowledge of the deficiency symptoms of essential elements lets the agriculturist to know at once the deficiency of an element in the plants, which may also be due to its presence in the soil in a non-available forms. Use of knowledge of a plant's water relations. Knowledge of water relations and minerals utilizations has leads to improve the crop management, and now it is possible to grow a certain species of plants at place where they never grow by providing the proper physiological conditions. Use of growth principles. Knowledge of the principle of growth are now being applied in the field of agriculture and horticulture. Discovery of photoperiodism and vernalizations have enables us to grow and make a certain wanted plants to flower in off season by suitable reducing or increasing the photoperiod, or by giving a low temperature treatment to winter varieties and biennial plants. Use of photohormones. Discoveries of photohormones like auxins, gibberellin, cytokinin and others have enabled us to obtain many benefits which were otherwise not possible. Pruning of apical buds to increase the more of lateral buds to grow in flowering plants and fruits yielding a stress is for a long in a practice. Girdling of trees has a help in increasing the fruit size. Use of growth retardants. Certain growth retardants such as cycocel, phosphones, etc. have found useful for controlling plant height, checking lodgings and pre-harvest fruit drop. manipulating a plant responses using the information technology. For the successful agriculture practices, a sound physiological plants base is a must. A modern understanding of the physiological mechanisms of growth and development is being exploited for increasing the crop quality and quantity. Increase the role of plant physiologists. Agriculture and agriculture produce are being industrialized and the role of plant physiologists is even increased. Engineering is all aspects including us of a barren land growing increase the number of crops exploitations of a solar energy by the existing and newly bred species shall involve the plant's physiologist with increasing the contribution. Then last one is the tissue culture as a recent techniques. Tissue culture is the recent techniques which made a successful in vitro growing of a plant's parts under the control condition. Tissue culture practices are not widely used and have been found immediately valuable in a crop improvement programs and distant hybridization programs. Then you study the scope. What is the scope of the crop physiology or the plant physiology? All the processes within the plants are the manifestations of what we call a life. It is the object of plant physiology to study, analyze, invest, or investigate, interpret all the life processes of the plants to study the effect of various factors upon these life processes and if the possible to solve the nature of the life. And this involves a study of the functions of the various plants organs or tissues. This knowledge can be used in enhancing the crop improvement and increase the crop production. Thank you.